When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.
When are we gonna put the spotlight on this guy?
The spotlight has been put on him in 2022, bro.
Yeah, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair.
The
like
whole of Africa, bro.
all the keepers. De Gea gets a lot of criticism for his antics. Listen, Ramsdale can't even fucking make a clearance without bloody having people on his neck. Do you know what I mean? Lloris gets his rightfully.
Don't say rightfully. Lloris has been one of the best goalkeepers in the league.
Lloris gets criticised rightfully. Look at you dropping your water, bro.
Don't mention my captain with these bums, man. Yeah?
Listen, it's about time I think Mendy's put on the spotlight because for the last 18 months or so, I think his form has been a little bit spooky.
Yeah.
He obviously had a great
Masuaku issue against West Ham.
Yeah,
where he let that in.
Yeah, I remember.
It's been looking spooky since then, but
I do have to say though, I think a lot of Chelsea fans have been the ones been putting the spotlight on.
Really?
Yeah. If I go into a few Discord spaces, like the ones we have.
Yeah.
And them man are not convinced on Mendy. Sometimes I feel like they're overly harsh on him.
Really?
Yeah. Them man are not convinced on Mendy at all, man.
Okay,
but just because you mentioned something earlier, Tobes, you said they have better ball players than Leeds. I want to rewind on that. Sorry, I think against Leeds you need to have press resistant players because Leeds press extremely high. You need people that are able to beat a man because you need to. Well, they're not playing exactly the same way under Bielsa, but when they had that man-to-man marking, you need to beat a man and take a man out of game, then create space. I hear that. And Chelsea weren't able to do that today. They had RLC playing that right wing back, which looks like his new position.
Thought he was quite good though, to be fair.
He looks against Spurs, he was, but see, I find it mad, because this guy he's a centre midfielder. Right, well, he was a centre midfielder. Now he's playing fullback, and no one's really making a big deal about it. I mean, okay, so he has in the past, yeah.
No, it's in like he does both now. Like he switches in between CM and right wing back,
which is interesting. Okay, cool, right. And I think it's a bit naive from Tuchel to think that you can play Reece James centre half and he'll just suddenly become a really good centre back. He's not a centre back. Can't play right back and play. It isn't
according
that easy.
to Chelsea, our world class right centre back, like world class right wing back, world class.
I actually have a lot of ratings. I have a lot of ratings. I forget all that. The rivalry aside and the
why forget it?
Because I
wish you guys would told his face when he said that.
Toes for you is hard, of course. But I mean, objectively speaking about Reece James, obviously because I'm a Liverpool fan and always get compared with Trent. But speaking about Reece James, he's a very good player. His best position is right back, so you can't just move out one of your best. Probably you put an argument to say he is Chelsea's best player. You can genuinely put an argument to say that. And then
he's top 5, easy.
Or top 3, bro.
I think probably top 3. Yeah,
I think top 3.
You could easily put an argument to say that he's up there in terms of their team. Then you put him in a position where he's not at his peak, and then like there's gonna be some mishaps. There's gonna be a little bit of inconsistencies, and I think it's a bit much to ask for RSC to put in a performance like he did last week against Spurs. I don't think he has capabilities to continue playing like that. I've got suspicions about him at fullback. I find it brazy that man is just now playing fullback and everyone's like, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, let's just...
It's scary, but do you know what I think it is? I think it's Tuchel trying to get more out of his attack.
Newcastle.
He doesn't really want to play a defender. They equalised.
It looked like they were putting pressure.
But yeah, in terms of trying to get as many good attacking players on the pitch at the same time, like trying to force the attack to play well through having so many attacking players.
You know what though? Like I felt like with the personnel he had at his disposal today, I think he made the wrong decision
100%.
in his team selection. It's not all down to him because we've spoken about Mendy and we will speak about. Trust me, we're going to speak about some of those players on the pitch. But I felt he made a wrong team selection today because, like you said, against Leeds, high energy, high press. You saw how many kilometers they covered today. I think they covered like 7 or 8 kilometers more than Chelsea in total in the game. So they were clearly a team who were looking to try and put as much pressure as they can on Chelsea players as soon as they receive the ball. And for me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he had a great game against us at right wing back, but what's his best attribute? His best attribute, in my opinion, is beating a press and driving on that ball forward. So I feel like his skill set would have been much more required in the middle of the park, and yet he put him right wing back and he played Conor Gallagher.
Stank it out.
And the thing is, I don't even like to do this whole pre-season thing, yeah. But they played Arsenal in pre-season and they played Conor Gallagher with Jorginho. I can't remember who else played in that midfield, and they got torn to shreds.
4-0, right?
They got torn to shreds. They couldn't handle the press.
4-0 quite early as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they could not handle the press. Every single time they got the ball, they were just getting the ball taken off them. They couldn't beat the high press that Arsenal had, and I felt like I saw something similar again today. And it wasn't just down to him. Jorginho got pammed, the defense got pammed, the attack got pammed. It just wasn't a good situation to be in as Chelsea, because you never, even though they looked okay, you never felt as if they had full control of the game.
Yeah,
I can't lie to you though. Before Leeds scored, it didn't look like that they were gonna score.
It's not about looking at they were going to score, but it's more about Leeds. I feel like their game plan was working more so than Chelsea's, because that point in time, Chelsea hadn't scored. They weren't creating many chances, and Leeds' press was working. There were times where Koulibaly would get the ball and he'd hoof it out because he was nervous. There were times where Gallagher would get the ball, he'd get forced into an error. Yeah. So
Mason Mount, you barely saw him in the first. You didn't see him in the first half.
Bro, him and Havertz
I missed the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, I swear Sterling had a big chance. He should have slotted.
Yeah, there was one he should have slotted, and there was one he should have slotted. There was one that he did score, and that was offside.
Oh yeah,
the one he scored that was offside was nice.
Yeah, it was good finish. It was good finish. But
I didn't see the first.
Even in that thing, yeah. So in terms of coaching a cohesive attack, yeah. Even in that goal that he did score that was offside, yeah. You saw Mason Mount wide open on the left, and on a day when things are not going against you, Sterling probably doesn't score that gets saved. I would like to see a bit more cohesiveness from their attack. And I don't know what
I just want to see it to be sustained, because I think they can have spells in a game where they look decent attacking, as they did against Spurs, even without that killer up front, right? And obviously we can talk about Havertz later, because I know Toby, you've got a lot to say about him, but it's the consistency of the attack. You want to see them continually put teams under pressure in terms of their attack. You don't see that regularly. Like oftentimes they get the breakthrough, as you said, from set pieces from their defenders, or they might get an overlap from switching the play, and then obviously you see their fullbacks getting the goals. That's why Chilwell has had so many goals before his injury last season. That's why Reece James has so many goals even though he was injured for majority of the season. I think he still ended with the most goals as a defender. Oh no, him and Gabriel for Arsenal. So that's brazy. Like, it's the consistency in attack. That's what's really damaging.
It's not reasonable to expect. Like what I said last season anyway was, yeah, fine. It may be the strategy to get these defenders into such promising goal scoring positions, but they're defenders for a reason, right? They're defenders because, I would say maybe arguably they're not good enough to be attackers, right? So, how can you really expect that to continue going forward? I don't think you can rely upon those to be your primary goal scorers going forward. They're defenders for a reason. Their primary job is to be defenders, and maybe it's a different case with Reece James, because I understand that he's clearly a special player and he maybe is capable, but I don't think it's sustainable to expect Reece James to score 10 goals every season. That's
10 Premier League goals every season. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not going to get that, right?
That's
so
ridiculous.
How many did he get last season? Was it?
I think it was
7 or 8, something like that.
But I just think with them and with Thomas Tuchel, that's why I am quite cautious to give him criticism, because I do think he has been like a significant uplift on what they had before, and I think he's done really well at Chelsea in spells. But I just think going forward they need to do something about that attack, and I don't like putting the onus fully on Thomas Tuchel.
Why not though? He plays them. He plays the players. Like he chooses to play Havertz, right?
Who else did they got to put in the middle? That's true. Yeah,
he sold. Well, I know. Listen, Werner maybe was. He didn't sign Werner, did he?
No, he didn't.
Werner was already here. Who was the striker that he did sign? Lukaku. Right.
And he's been binned off as well.
Right.
There's criticism that can be levied towards him, but I just think fundamentally some of these players are just not as. I've said this on this podcast before.
Not as good as they say.
Not as good as people say.
I still think you can get a tune out of them though. So like going back to what we said about playing people that are press resistant and that can beat a man. Pulisic is that guy. Like,
he's crap, man.
I think he's shit. I think he's shit, and don't get me wrong. I think he's absolutely.
Budweiser Dan James. I said it already. Budweiser Dan James.
I think he's absolutely packed here. But if you like,
what the hell does that mean?
I think Budweiser American beer.
Budweiser's American beer, innit?
Oh my days.
What's
So stupid.
essentially, if you play players
Bud Light
can do a job for you or do a role in terms of maybe beating a player and then passing off the ball, and you give him that instruction, beat somebody, pass the ball, beat somebody, pass the ball, you can get him to do it consistently, maybe he would have been more influential than a Mount was today, or Havertz was today.
But,
I feel like Sterling was okay today, but
Mark, come on, you can't rely on Pulisic, bro. The guy's inconsistent. He's injury prone.
Yeah.
He's not very good. Man.
I think
just not good.
and let's go back to what we were talking about last week in terms of Conte and Tuchel. I think Conte would get a lot more out of Pulisic than Tuchel's currently getting.
That's because you play him left wing back, bro.
Then
Why wouldn't he get more?
Then do it.
But I feel like Conte does that better than Tuchel anyway, getting the best out of players.
And
That's because he's a better manager.
Exactly,
Yeah,
at
he
the
is,
top
he is.
level, yeah. And
He is,
people
but-
are putting Tuchel at the top level. Tuchel's not at the top level, and that's kind of the point that I'm saying, innit? For the top level of managers, I expect you to get the most out of players, regardless of, I guess, their ability. Try to maximize what they currently have.
But I think I don't even like doing this because they're the ops. But just to play devil's advocate, I feel like the players who have obviously gone on to do well at Chelsea, I think he has helped in sort of elevating their game. And then the players that we can all see routinely stinking week in, week out, they're the ones who are not progressing. So how much of the blame can you put on the manager? Like,
let me ask you a question then. Because they're obviously linked with Aubameyang. I think that might go through Aubameyang.
I don't think that'll be that will have the desired effect.
Right. So, but why not?
Because I feel like they need more from their they need more from their number 9. Like I feel like Aubameyang's weaknesses.
We're saying they need a Gabby Jesus, yeah.
They do actually need a Gabby Jesus, 100%. I think Aubameyang will. It's like Ronaldo, yeah. Aubameyang will help in the goal scoring department, of course. I think if he goes to Chelsea, he's definitely, for me, he's hitting double figures for sure, yeah. But the problem with Aubameyang is in games where he doesn't get the opportunity to make those runs, etc., and you need your number 9 to offer a bit more to actually keep you in the game. I think that's where you're going to get the weaknesses from Aubameyang, and that's the issue. That's the issue that they were complaining about last year with Lukaku. In addition to the fact that obviously Aubameyang will give you better movement, you're not gonna be able to sort of retain the ball high up the pitch against difficult opposition with Aubameyang. You're just not.
No. I think we saw that at the back end of his career at Arsenal as well. We felt like he just wasn't offering as much as we needed him to, and our attack struggled.
100
with and you can see what adding a quality centre forward does to your team. Is you can definitely upgrade your attack with the correct personnel, but have you guys seen anyone that Chelsea are linked with that could end up doing that, could end up improving that attack?
They should, like, they're pushing for Aubameyang because he's the better goal scorer, but for me, someone like Memphis Depay would probably suit their team more than an Aubameyang, in my opinion.
Newcastle are winning.
Wow.
Ooh, we need to get this game on, Harold, man. What's going on, bro?
I've been trying.
Title challenge on, lads, yeah?
Callum Wilson, goal.
Let's flipping go.
Core blimey, right.
Let's flipping go. Yeah, but going back to Chelsea, it's the system, man. That system doesn't. Like, and I know, Tobes, you're critical to what's it called, to penalise Tuchel in this respect, but as I say, the patterns of play, that it doesn't look as though it's in the favour of their attackers. It doesn't look as though they're even presented with opportunities to be that good. Like, I personally look at that team and I think, okay, cool. Like, what's their identity? Try and describe Chelsea's identity.
Get it to the defenders.
Use score with defenders. Use the wing backs. I feel like with it's weird. Chelsea, like, for me, they're a possession-heavy side, but I just feel like at times they're a bit too toothless with the ball. And I think, for me, I still can't look away from the personnel. But I do hear what you're saying.
Facts. No, that is true.
Yeah, but Chelsea fans will tell you that, like you said, Chelsea fans will tell you that they've got all these amazing players. Like
they've got a really good squad though, but they just have
best midfield and top defense in Europe. I know it's a change defense.
They have good players. Some of them are being lauded as better than what they actually are, which we've seen. However, the good players are there nonetheless. I think there is a blame that the players should take. However, I put more blame on the attacking patterns that I don't see.
I hear you.
That comes from
I think he deserves a lot of criticism for that. Absolutely. I really do.
There's pressure on this season. I mean, they've spent almost 180 million. Yeah,
who have they got? Cucurella?
Just to replace what they've got. Just to replace what they've lost last year. In fact, the other youngster that they just signed now, that Casa Dairy guy or whatever, that's taking their spending. That's taking their spending up to almost 200 million, and they're still talking about signing Fofana. They're still talking about signing Aubameyang. They're still talking about signing De Jong. Absolutely, irrespective of my view on Thomas Tuchel, there has to be some pressure on him to give us an improvement in, like, I'll be real. Like, I'm not expecting them to challenge for title, even with that spend, because I don't think they're good enough to do it. But I need to see this Chelsea team scoring more goals. I need to see this Chelsea team bridging the gap on the top two. I need to see this Chelsea team just looking much more, just looking like a much more consistent outfit. Because, like Harold said, at times, like, it's crazy that you don't really know what you're going to get from this Chelsea team. Like, I remember in the lead up to the Leeds game, Chelsea fans were telling me, I knew we would turn up against Spurs, but can we now go on and do this against Leeds? Like, why do you even have to question whether the team's going to turn up against Leeds?
Just a quick point on Leeds, though. I thought they were really, really good.
They were.
They were really, really good. And it looks like Jesse Marsch is actually doing a really good job there at Leeds. I think he got a bit of a reaction from them at the back end of last season. Obviously kept them up where, it seemed like maybe they were on their way down. And, they haven't really... Have they added many players this year, Leeds?
Quite a few, to be honest.
Have they?
Added Tyler Adams in midfield from, I think, RB Salzburg.
Nah, Leipzig. So they signed
Leipzig.
They signed Mark Rocker from Bayern Munich.
Did he come off today?
He came off. Yeah. They signed Aronson from
He
Salzburg.
looks good. Yeah. He looks good. I mean, I didn't know who the fuck he was first game of the season, but he's got a couple goals already, hasn't he, Aronson?
Yeah. Well, one is an own goal. Got credited as an own goal.
Okay,
his first goal.
Yeah.
And they signed Christensen.
Rasmus.
Rasmus.
The right back,
right back.
But these aren't exactly household names, are they?
They're not, but they went for like a younger vibe this summer. So I don't think they signed any player older than 24.
Sinistera, is that one of him?
Final. Yeah. And also, Rodrigo looks like he's got a new lease of life under him, innit?
It's about time.
He's a good player.
Is he?
I don't think he's a good player.
I think he's good, man.
He's not a good player. He's been rubbish for 2 years.
I think there's a player in there.
He's been rubbish from when he was in Bolton back in 2019.
He's been rubbish for time.
What, Rodrigo is at Bolton?
Yes, bro.
Yes, he was. The thing is with Rodrigo, he's got nice tech, but his decision making is awful, and he's not a.
Even today, some of his decisions, where he should have crossed instead of shot, could have cost them today, but they were just creating.
However, I have to say,
he started off
confidence
well,
is a crazy thing, because that goal he scored was brilliant, bro. That header was classy.
Yeah. He's on what,
great goal.
He's on what, like 4 goals this season? Yeah, he's on smoke. He's on smoke.
Ratings where it's due, man.
Like, big up to Jesse Marsch as well, because he he gets a lot of pelters because he's American and all this stuff. But listen, he's had
Budweiser.
I mean, I've not said that about him. I said that about that bum at Chelsea. But no, he's. I feel like he's done relatively well at Leeds, man. He kept them up last year when it looked like they were dead set going down. Of course, they rode their luck on the final day, but listen, he's been backed with spend this summer, and that's off the back of losing 2 big players in Rafinha and what's my man's Calvin Phillips. But yet they look fluid, man. They look fluid, and it's weird. It feels like they've not lost the energetic. They've not lost the energetic
spirit
ethos that they had from Bielsa, but they're just a tiny bit
more refined. Yeah.
And I'm saying this now; they'll probably get pasted in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, but that's a team like Leeds is always gonna they don't have the quality to sustain this kind of performance week in, week out. That's not gonna happen. You know, they're gonna be a tough opponent to the bigger teams, I think. But it's the teams around them that they're probably gonna drop points to, because how does that style translate? You know, anything else you guys want to touch on from this Chelsea game? I thought Conor Gallagher was disgraceful. I thought he was just shocking.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot we have to talk on. I'm sorry, we can't let.
I also want to talk on Reece James getting beat for a header by Rodrigo.
Let the thing go, bro.
And then I think it was him that gave away the free kick that led to our goal.
No, it wasn't. It was Sterling.
No. Last week.
Oh yeah. Which led to the succession.
We're talking about set pieces again. So last week, right at the death against us, 2 set pieces, corners. Both times we won. We worked Mendy, and the second time we scored. Today they conceded from a set piece again, and then I'm looking at the defenders now, and I'm just thinking there definitely is an issue here when it comes to defending set pieces. So that's one, and then I have to shine a spotlight. I know you've mentioned him already, but I have to shine a spotlight on Shai Havertz. I really do. I really
I
do.
love that nickname. I can't even lie still.
I want these Chelsea fans to dare look me in my face and tell me that this guy's been a good signing for Chelsea.
How much did he sign for?
He signed for 72 million quid. And
80 million all in, yeah?
8 million all in. And they'll say, oh, yeah, but where's his service? Where's this? Well, you lot told us he's there to facilitate your team. He's there to make your team play better. Yet that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You tell us he scores goals. That doesn't happen. You tell us that he plays well, big week in, week out. That doesn't happen. They tell us he's a big game player, apparently, because he scored in the Champions League final, yet he's only scored against one of the big sides in the Premier League in over 2 years of being in this league. So, again, I have to ask myself, what does this guy do on a football pitch that makes me want to say that he's been a good signing for Chelsea? And it's not even just him. I don't even want to be just all on him. I thought Jorginho was poor today. I thought Raheem Sterling in the second half, his influence faded. Mason Mount, good player, but I've questioned how he functions week to week in this attack because
He shouldn't be an attacker for me, man.
For me, he's clearly he clearly can't sit as an 8 and control the game.
Yeah,
but he can't play as one of the 10s in my opinion. For me, I feel like he does his best work centrally when you put him in that sort of 8.5/10 role. I don't really get this notion of playing him as one of the front three attackers.
And I feel like you sacrifice a lot of your attack by doing that.
Exactly.
So for me personally, especially going back to what we said about high pressing team and having players that can beat somebody, Mount also offers that from time to time. In it, I feel like he's semi press resistant. He can beat a man in the middle. So why not put him in that position and then maybe bring on a Ziyech or something? I don't know who else they can bring in an attack because I don't rate their attack at all like that. But you could have another option.
Every coach loves Mount.
And Koulibaly as well, like qualities. Listen, I'm not even gonna like try and disrespect his thing, but I'm gonna disrespect.
No, disrespect him, bro. Disrespect him.
Because he's a quality centre back, but today he was terrible. And the thing is, if he put in a performance, if any centre back from any of our clubs, if Van Dijk put in that performance he put in today, if Romero, Saliba, Gabriel, you know they're gonna be out in their pitchforks. This red tear. Oh, it's a steal. Well, bruv, he got pammed today, bro.
Yeah.
He's too yellow. It was so pathetic, bro.
It's so
like,
stupid.
He was just so slow.
That second one was
Second one was so dumb, bro. You're 3-0 down. Just stop. He wasn't even clean through.
Yeah, he wasn't even clean through. It was just dumb.
It's just dumb.
Let me ask you guys a question because a little debate going on in the Touchline Fracas group chat, right? And I won't say between who, but you might be able to guess. But you know, there's a bit of an argument going that you know, is Chelsea's defense personnel-wise better this year than it was last year?
No, it's not. It's not. Again, Koulibaly, top centre back, but he's not as good right now. He's not as good as Rudiger.
No, he's not.
He's not as good as Rudiger, and even that bum Christensen as well. I don't really rate him. But
I don't rate either still.
But he's gone now, so they're automatically weaker.
And also, Thiago's a year older.
Thiago's a year older, but he still looks like he can do the business, in my opinion. But I feel like
is Cucurella better than Chilwell?
He's on a similar level.
He's on a similar level. I need to. You see Cucurella, yeah, he's come into the team with this like elevated status, yeah. And I'm like, wait, this guy ain't proven himself yet. Let's rein that back in.
You know what? One good season, calm down.
Yeah.
Let's rein it in. And he's 62 million. How dare you? You're gonna come with scrutiny, bro. Scrutiny.
You know what it is though with Cucurella, yeah? It's one season, so I feel like the gas from Chelsea fans is too much, but I can't even lie. When you watch him play, you can actually see.
He's got quality. He's got quality, yes.
His levels. Passes, like attacking-wise, yeah,
we talk about Chilwell, so like for me, I would still go with Chilwell because I feel like Chilwell adds the DNA. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like Cucurella, in terms of controlling the game and doing the defensive work as well and playing in the back three as well as an option, I feel like, even though I don't like him in that option, I feel like he's someone who can easily oust Ben Chilwell as number one left wing back at Chelsea. I think he can do that.
Right, can do. Fine.
I think he can do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But like, for me, they're not. The levels aren't far apart in my opinion.
That's it.
That's it. So, but all this talk on how it's all gone up levels is crazy. But then you can say this as well. They're ditching Alonso and Emerson, and they get Cucurella, which is for me
an upgrade,
massive upgrade.
But they have kept Aspi, so think of that how you will.
They bought an Aspi today.
That's Premier League heritage.
I mean, we can move on now, but I mean, yeah, again, like I thought the subs from Tuchel today was a bit bizarre. Like bringing on
Shisha.
Ziyech and
He lost the.
bit
He
strange,
lost.
you know.
Yeah, him and Pulisic, they lost the ball for the third goal. So they careless in possession. Leeds do what they done. Press.
Off topic, yeah. Sorry, I can't take Pulisic seriously with his hair like that. You know?
Captain America. That's what they call
Nah,
him.
bro, he looks insane.
The LeBron
Have you
James of
seen him?
soccer. You not seen him?
No, I ain't
Have you
seen
seen
it.
him?
No.
He looks
The
insane.
LeBron James
bro.
of soccer.
He looks like he wants to be part of NSYNC. He looks crazy, bro. He looks absolutely bonkers.
And the thing is,
serious.
Man United apparently were linked to this guy. I really wanted them to sign Pulisic. And I don't say that. I don't even attack him to say that.
Wait, what's wrong with his hair, bro?
Bro, check it out, bro.
He's got like
it's
these
a
like
crazy
blonde.
curly Mohican thing.
No, it's not Mohican. He's not got Mohican.
Bro, I swear it's short side and the.
Is it? Nah.
Side, like,
Ain't
bro,
it just highlights?
It's just highlights.
He
Yeah.
just looks bugged, bro. That's what I have to say, bro.